Well, hello, everybody. We're so happy to have you here because we have a special conversation together. I'm sure it will uplift you. So let's first introduce ourselves. Let's do it, Blanca. So first, I would love to present a little bit of the context. And for those who don't know me yet, I'm Chizu Sakamoto. I'm a French embodiment mentor and light language activator. I help leaders, consciousness leaders, and entrepreneurs to break through their glass ceiling and thrive in their soul work the feminine way. And that's, I think, what our the thing that connected us, right, Blanca? The thing that we are here to bring the feminine way in every way, and especially in thriving and business and, I mean, everyday life, right? Because I feel like people are tired of over straining themselves. They are tired of the struggle paradigm. They are tired of being burnt out. They want to feel radiant and soulful and ease and peace and flow. So that's what I love to bring and enlighten you your original light language that brings multidimensional healing. And I'm so happy to have this conversation with you, Blanca. But first, can you introduce yourself? Because you have so much magic too.
Absolutely. Oh, we sing the same song, Jisoo and myself. Many things are just exactly identical. I love to work with women leaders who have been in the realm of the masculine and the realm of hustle and intelligence, the ones with the MBAs and the PhDs. And they don't know, they feel a calling towards something beautiful and softer. We have no idea what that is. Since I have allowed myself to go into the softness, I have gone very much into the spiritual. But what I want to help people, well, women specifically, is to marry these two things, to marry the highly spiritual and the highly practical. It really is dissolving this duality. So first is to realize that we are in the duality because we're very much here. We connect with the body and then marry these two energies. Why? Because now is the time. Why? Because all humanity is wanting and needing this. And that's where we connected, Shizu and myself, because the last time we met, we ended up talking about Sedna. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. What is Sedna and what are her teachings, her maybe opening, yeah, invitation maybe for humanity, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I suffered trauma. Uh, and I thought, well, first of all, I never thought that I suffered anything. I was just hard working, going for the masculine boom, 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 boom. And I didn't realize that this was coming out of trauma.
Mm.
I didn't realize that this was coming out of the patriarchy and my own father. I didn't realize that it was the father as represented as corporations, the father represented as government, the father represented as
Mm.
even language and technology. And as I discovered trauma of my own life, at first I developed shame, and I was just all by myself in my shame.
Mm.
I was able to ask for help, and I got help. And then I started talking to people, and I discovered that other women also had trauma, not just Mexican or Latin American women, but European and Asians and Africans. And then I started discovering actually that what is trauma is almost like the human condition. And I started discovering a beautiful path for me was astrology. In fact, the moment when I discovered trauma was when Pluto was very active in my own chart, because Pluto is this planet that that helps you to um, to look into what needs to die in your life so that you can birth something new, where you can find a deeper truth, a new meaning, when you can't really, it's, it's like the butterfly, but what it is with Pluto.
So it's like we dive in the shadow and allow that to be brought up to so that we can rebirth. Is it right? I mean, Pluto is also the representation or the god of the underworld, and I feel like we sometimes have a misconception about the underworld in our life because it is also a whole portal for us to go through, like a portal of initiation, of some kind of a rite of passage that we go through. So no fear about the shadows. The more we resist to this big resistance, actually, or this big shadow world, the more we are not enabling us to go through and see the golden frequencies and nuggets that we are here to receive. Is that
Absolutely.
what's about? Yeah.
Absolutely. This is Pluto. Pluto, the Lord of the Underworld.
Mm.
And the Lord of the Underworld, and of course, because you're a very enlightened being, she knows that that's where the gold is. But that's also where the filth is. That's also where power, obsession, addiction is. And this is where death is. This is where corruption lives. This is what all these dark things live. And it's very interesting because uh, Pluto was not a planet. Then he was a planet, and then he was demoted not to be a planet. And I
Right.
found that so terribly exciting and interesting. Uh, Pluto was demoted in 2006, but another heavenly body was discovered in 2003. So it feels to me like a change of uh, power.
Mm-hmm.
And this new body that was discovered is Sedna. And Sedna is such an exciting story. Sedna, to start with, is a heavenly body that has a very different orbit to the Earth. It doesn't have a circular orbit, but it has a highly elliptic one. So it comes really close to Earth very seldom, very, very seldom. The whole orbit, it is a whopping 11,408 years. So this
Okay,
lady
yes, very seldom.
doesn't get close to us very often. The last time she was around was in the Neolithic, when we moved from hunter-gatherers to agriculture, when Stonehenge was built. I get the goosebumps just to say
Oh
it.
yes, can we sit in that energy, like the
Ooh.
nurturing and
Ooh.
building? Oh, pure creation. Yeah.
So what is going to happen now? What could happen now?
Mm.
So that's what I'm going to get into the myth. The name Setna comes from the culture of the Inuits. There in the north, where the ice is very old. And it's very interesting that now we're talking of ice melting. As I find that very poetic and metaphoric for what we're talking about. So Setna was a princess, a very beautiful princess. And she was not very happy. I'm not very comfortable with her society. She just wanted something different. And she fell in love with another guy. But this guy was a bird, and the bird took her away. And she was in that society of birds, and she was like, I don't fit in here. It's just very strange, this bird society. So, of course, her father never liked that she would marry a bird. So he went to save her. But by this time, she was in love with the bird. And the father I am slaughtering English again,
Please.
took her by force to his boat. And she just wanted to stay. And then in the struggle, she fell. She fell in the water, in the cold, icy water. We're talking about Inuits, North Pole. And then in this struggle, and then, it is a legend. We don't know what happened. The legend says that the father chopped her hands.
Because she
But
was
see,
moving too much the
sh-
boat, right?
she was pulling the boat,
Yeah.
and maybe she was going to kill him, if she really pulled the boat. Maybe he needed to save himself. Maybe indeed he was so angry and disappointed that he actually wanted to kill her because he couldn't take her back because she was a disgrace to the family. But the point is that her father cut her hands and she just went down into the deep, deep, deep icy waters.
Mm.
And then, oh God, it is just so emotional to me to think that imagine you not having hands dropping into the water and that being done by your own father.
Mm.
What goes in the heart of that lady? And then is when the story, of course, becomes fantastic and terrific. That, of course, having a husband who's a bird was also fantastic. But there in the water, uh, everything starts changing. Everything starts changing in her body. And instead of hands, she starts developing creatures of the sea. Some even say that her legs change into a beautiful tail. And then she becomes Sedna, this goddess, the goddess of the sea, of the deep sea. And it's been told, of course, that Sedna feed us because that's where we get fish from. And of course, she gets upset when she creates a tsunami
Waves,
or
yeah. Yeah.
waves of the sea. And this has so much meaning that we are starting to know because, I mean, she was discovered 2006 and the
And
orbit,
she was already close to us, right? She
yeah,
Yeah. So right now she's here, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now in April 2024, she entered into Gemini.
Mm.
And that is so exciting. Gemini is the duality,
Mhm.
men, women, inside, outside, above, below, good, bad, black, white, all these uh, comfortable classifications that we have given to ourselves. I'm certainly in the side of the good guys because those other guys are the bad ones.
Right.
And it's very easy to blame. To blame, we point somebody and we always avoid thinking about the three fingers that point at our own personal responsibility.
I
So
love this.
Sedna comes right now, to tell us, hey, what needs to be dissolved? of this duality, of the certainties that you've been having, of the things that you certainly think that are bad, certainly you think that are good, that we need to dissolve. And
Yeah.
particularly these certainties are frozen.
Mm.
You were
Yeah,
going to
because
say.
what was also in this legend and beautiful story, and I feel like we can also receive the codes from this story, is that actually she embodies the creatrix with no hatred or no desire to revenge or have revenge on her father or whatever. It is what it is. And she embraces the ocean as the ocean embraces her. And it's beautiful because I feel like as women, we chose a body of a woman and we forget that we are the chaos and the calm of the ocean that gives birth and gives oxygen to our earth and is so fantastically everything, right? And that is beautiful. She doesn't hold any grudge or, anger or resentment or whatever. She has just dissolved that in the waters completely. Yeah.
I think that element, this letting go, is a big element of Sedna. Even if you are not ready to let go, you will be forced to let go.
Oh,
And maybe your father, the patriarchy, the system, the corporations will force you to let go. And actually, you could argue that his father did something good to her because he forced her to become a goddess,
right. Oh,
initiated her.
yes.
And what are the hands, these hustle, these processes, these I should, I have to,
And
and
gripping, like being attached to,
gripping
yes.
attachments. I have everything this I have. What can we let go? I need to have. Can I let go of, I don't know, clothes, house, money,
Or even a
title?
job, because some people say that being fired from their job was the best thing that could happen to them. Not immediately when it happened, because we do get that it's like it could be a cold shower.
Yeah,
And what else is possible? What are the infinite possibilities that open up from this
yeah,
forced
exactly.
to let go energy, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And now that I was thinking, oh, no, it doesn't coincide. It doesn't coincide. Sorry, I take it back. I was thinking of my life. What moved? What changed? So Sedna indeed invites us to to ask ourselves the questions of what is beneath that we don't dare to explore.
Hmm.
What are the questions that we don't dare to see? We don't dare to talk about. And of course, what are the attachments that we have? Um, uh, Actually, I need to say something else. Maybe the audience already knows the other myth of Persephone and Hades. Persephone was the princess, the maiden, the innocent who is taking care of the flowers and is just so sweet and doesn't think about, you know, intimacy with a man or death or anything like that. And she's so virginal that Hades falls in love with her and takes her to the underworld. And in the underworld, she learns all these dark things that we were talking about Pluto. However, the very interesting thing about Persephone is that Persephone goes back. Persephone goes back renewed, and she goes back every single spring.
Right. Mhm.
And this energy of Sedna has that of coming back from the underworld, and this underworld with an aquatic nature. So we are going through healing trauma right now as humanity. The years are 2024 to 2067. This is the time for healing. It is so exciting. I just hung up with a friend of mine, a Ukrainian photographer, and she was telling me how she is working with psychologists and healers to heal women who suffer because of the war, using ancestral technology of healing and photography, which
Photography.
is very modern, with with uh, all the technology of photography that we have today, not last century photography. So I see many other modalities of healing: healing with dragons, healing with plants, healing with water, healing. Many people will download from the field ways of healing that are going to be just so fast, and you, I mean, you, Chisu, you, the audience, you are going to be guided to the best way to go to heal. Because let's face it, all of us, 100%, we have trauma. And the healing is not about taking away the pain, is transmuting it. It's just exactly like Sedna. It's not that she got her hands back and she was exactly like she was before. Is that that trauma was the place where goodness, where her gift came. And this is what is going to happen to us. The thing that you were attached to, the thing that was the best for you, will become transmute.
Yeah.
And you will be guided in which will be the path for you.
And that's also why we see that the divine feminine is rising and in different practices, in different perspectives. But what the divine feminine is all about is, first, it's in everybody. It's not just about the gender. As men and women, we have that. It's the capacity to embrace. The divine feminine opens her arms and embrace everything. It brings back everything to unity. Nothing is to be rejected. Nothing is to be put aside. It is total coming back to oneness, right? And we hold and we held and we hug everything. So that's beautiful, reminding that there's nothing to be, to avoid seeing. The power of truth and purity is that as we sit and hold space for truth, for what it is, and release any judgments, any emotions that has been shushed or crystallized within, it goes through. And what it is and truth in itself is neutral. And as we come back to neutrality, then neutrality gives the right, not the right, but the perfect ground for the flowers to bloom and
Exactly.
to, right, and to
Exactly.
diffuse the scent of the flower. So this
Yeah.
is the beauty of transmutation, of divine
Oof.
alchemy, of, you call it as you want. It's really being this inner and tranquil courage of observing everything, embracing everything, and letting the waters water something new. Yeah.
Ah, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful what you're saying of this embracing all sides, or particularly the things that you're ashamed about. Recently, I made a video about the dark feminine, and it's just so poignant. We are so ashamed of our sensuality. We
Right.
are so ashamed of our authority of saying no. We are so ashamed of our wisdom, or this intuition, clairvoyance, this knowing without knowing, without having evidence. We're so ashamed of that because that is to be a witch. Oh, that is, you didn't go to university for that. That
Where's the
or
science?
ooh, uh, all this that we have labeled shameful, labeled stupid, labeled crazy, labeled, you know, even I think about the gold digger. No wonder why we don't receive. No, I'm the independent woman. I will never receive something from anybody. We need to re-embrace it. Re-embrace our intuitive capability, our sensuality, our patience. Oh, the other one, to rest, our passivity. We need moments in which we need to be the mountain and don't move, really don't move. Be the magnetic mountain. So,
Oh, yes.
ooh.
I can
And this
really,
goes back
yeah.
to Sedna with um, the things that you have repressed in the eyes that you have thought that they are bad, they might be your food. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I've been through 2 burnouts myself and learning
Okay.
the luxury of immobility, of stillness. I only realized after the second time that I had some kind of a internal program saying that, oh, if you stop moving, you die. Interesting, right? And this is because we are taught and educated to be productive, to get going, okay, so if you fall, you go back up. And being an entrepreneur, I had strengthened that mindset, to go forward and don't hold back, don't which is kind of good in a sense because it helps to get out of the comfort zone, it helps you expand, not to listen to too much to the brain, and it also brings this shadowy side, which we call the wounded masculine or dark masculine or false masculine, which is making us become rigid in our thinking, rigid in our doing. And the moment I realized that, oh, wow, if I stop moving, I die, is the illusion, everything came back to, well, hold on a second. Does it mean that I agree with, in order to have, I have to do, and then I will be? Do, then you have, then you be. In order to have freedom and be free, then I have to do things to get the money and be free, or whatever is freedom for you. My clients always tell me it's about freedom, financial freedom. So we talk a lot about that. So it's
Yeah.
do, have, then be. Well, this is the contrary. It's everything has been inverted.
Yeah.
The shadow world is here. Let's make it clear, right? We are living in the shadow world. And
Absolutely.
the paradise is always here too, is also here. Duality, just like Blanca said. If heaven and hell are just the same size of a coin, right? It's just the same coin, 2 sides. Then we are also bringing or manifesting or seeing situations that help us come back to truth. We be from being and stillness. We listen and hear the perfect movement. And that's it, because as we be, we already have. So the perfect movement will just reflect be and have in the matter. And that's where things come. We don't get, things just come to us. And this is so relaxing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the path. This is where we're going. Absolutely. This is absolutely where we're going. Let me tell you a little story of a miracle that happened to me.
Sure.
I was 39 and I wanted to be a mother. I didn't have a child. And I already started my business. I decided to pay a very expensive coach to help me to get clients. And this woman was, putting a lot of pressure on all of us because, of course, she wanted to uh, deliver, on what we need to do. Very, very masculine environment. So what went in, and I got pregnant, and the idea got into my brain. I don't have time for a baby. I don't have time for a baby. I need my return on investment. I don't have time for a baby. Like this, I had a miscarriage, but like this.
Wow.
And I had the blessing to have already a ticket to go to Mexico, and I went to visit my Aztec goddess. And of course, I was feeling awful, no possibility of smiling like I do right now. I was crying, I was devastated because at that point I was 40. I went to celebrate my 40th birthday, and I was crying in front of her, and I was asking her, I want to have a child, and I feel so awful. I'm with all the shame that we're talking about, all the
Right.
shame of what did I do? Is my fault because I said I didn't have time, and just crying, and something very beautiful happened in imaginary. I felt that the God was cleansing me and cleansing me, my family, my ancestors, my womb, my unborn child with blood. And it was such a beautiful image, not a scary image of Halloween, but an image of healing, of love, of health, of power, of life. And then the funniest thing is that she spoke English to me. And she said, "It's done."
Okay. Wow.
What does that mean? And then, she repeated, "It's done," in my mind. So then I said, "What do I do? Do I bring you flowers? What do I do? How do I say thank you?" And she's like, this was more understood. That was more a thought than a vibration in not a message. She said, "Don't you realize that I am the owner of all the diamonds and all the gold and all the, come on. I even own you."
I don't need anything.
And yeah, and it was indeed done. The miracle is going to be 14 years old soon.
Uh,
So that's why I'm laughing that mm, maybe the tears is the tears that I had, that blood that I'd experienced, might be Sedna, that we need to get into the shame. We need to get into our vulnerability, all these ideas that I don't have time. Just what's important, what's really important. And this, I want to have money. Do you really want to have money? Or do you want to enjoy, serve, serve, break the pattern of trauma of your family? Something more profound than just have money.
yeah,
Is I think we need to change the questions.
exactly. Well, if we had all the money in the world, what would we really do? That's the question, really. Like if we were to give you people like let's be wild, 50 millions dollars or euros, wherever you are,
Mhm.
then what?
You know what?
You're all set for life. Then what?
I, I love your
Are you really
question.
fulfilled with that?
Yeah, I love your question because you see recently, last Friday, I met a very good friend of mine. He has more money that I can dream of. He is really a millionaire, and he is the happiest person in the world. He drives a very average car. His biggest problem was to hire a person that she will say yes to his hiring proposal. And he was so worried and excited about it. And then I thought,
Uh-huh.
wow, this is the embodiment of what a millionaire should be. To thinking, he was thinking about how specifically he could help that person that he wanted to hire. And, no fancy clothes or anything. It doesn't have to be complicated that we have to want to change the world, but it could be about having time to clean the classroom of your children, have the time to bake cookies, have the time to give a hug. And that gives you the idea in your mind that you already have all the money that you need,
Yes.
more than all the money that you need.
Yeah. So go ahead, people, and write down like what is your true luxurious life? What is true luxurious? I realized when I was writing and journaling about this, that actually I had built a life that gives me the luxury of, having breakfast at 11 in my kitchen and just enjoy the sun, the birds, and yeah, and having this freedom of deciding with who I want to work, when I want to work, how when I want to, you know, really spend and invest this life force that is called time. Time is precious, and it's both a space and a consciousness. Because really, what is time? It's not like really palpable, right? It is do we want to feel in this space of time, of beingness, of being present. And it doesn't have to be all love and light. It can be, as Blanca said, super simple, very, very simple. And if you were to have this beautiful money, would you like to contribute, and how? I love to contribute buying stuff that are made from the earth, that is close by, and not by from foreign countries, for example. I love to contribute to my community here, and to eat very good products that come from the earth and are organic, and all that quality, daily quality, is really what's building your temple, your body, and this longevity, and yes, then you can go and have vacations and stuff. But are we dreaming of fancy vacations because we believe that we can't have the sensation now? I need to go to the sea. Well, just close your eyes and be at the sea now. See how different things are then, because you don't need anything. You just go and enjoy everything. Completely different. You don't need to escape your daily life. You are perfectly fulfilled and complete. Nothing to move, nothing to shift, sometimes nothing to heal either. Just sit with the things, right? And it's done. And from that place, how can it be even better than that, right? That's the question. How does it get even better, and what else is possible?
How beautiful. How beautiful. That I was, my children inspire me these things. I was fantasizing with the children about holidays now that you say that. What if the reality is that we are, before we're born, in oneness, a drop in the ocean of oneness, and we just want to go on holiday? And we come on holiday to the human experience. And we choose, okay, I go on holiday, and they have these catalogs of holidays on Earth. I want to be a woman. I want to be a man. I want to have, I don't know, I want to be Japanese. Oh, I want to be Congolese. I want to be born. And then you come to this holiday that is called life, you know, and make it a beautiful experience. Make it the experience of um, an slow, conscious, um, a spiritual human journey in every single moment that you have, from, you know, cleaning the floor, to, I don't know, negotiating the investment for your company, from the most menial to the most business-like, to the most spiritual, to the most, I don't know, dancing salsa in your neighborhood. It doesn't have to be in a way. You can have this spiritual expansive experience in any activity you do.
Yes. Oh, I love this conversation. Yes.
Oh, it is so cool. This is so juicy. Uh, yeah. What do you think, dear audience? Shall we do this more often? What should we touch next time? Is there something that you would like to do? Should we do it live? Give us feedback. Feedback here in the comments. What shall we do? What do you think?
Yes, the more we are in interaction, the more we are co-creating together. So give us some, yeah, what were your, maybe your best also breakthroughs or intakes from this conversation? Did it open you to new perspectives? We'll be very happy to read your comments. And thank you very much, Blanca, for wow, all this wisdom and for all and everything you do. And if you want to learn more about Blanca's work, I will put her links in the description below. So feel free to contact her.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Oh,
very
I
much.
will do the same for
Oh,
Chisu.
yeah.
Thank you, Elena.
Thank you. And thank you very much, everybody. Namaste. Take
Thank
care.
you. Namaste. Thank you.